Have you ever walked into a room, felt eyes quietly measuring you, and realized, without a single word, that someone had already mapped the deepest corners of your mind? Stay with me, because in the next few minutes we'll peel back the mystery of the INFJ, the rarest Myers-Briggs type, the master observer, the calm eye of every social storm. What makes this gentle-looking soul the one person even confident extroverts think twice about crossing? By the end of this video you'll know exactly why a true INFJ can unsettle bullies, silence narcissists, and turn casual dates into humbled truth-tellers, and you'll never see their quiet smile the same way again. First, intimidation doesn't start with size, volume, or a booming voice, it starts with presence. An INFJ's presence is like a still lake at dawn, silent, reflective, yet impossibly deep. People feel that depth before they understand it. Introverted intuition, INFJ, doesn't just watch, it scans patterns, motives, micro-expressions. Most of us juggle what we say and what we mean. The INFJ notices the split second those two things don't align. That instant recognition of inconsistency can freeze even the smoothest talker, because the INFJ has already seen behind the curtain. Add to that their extroverted feeling, INFJ. INFJ is the emotional radar dish constantly sweeping the room. An INFJ reads social currents the way meteorologists read pressure systems. They sense tension building long before thunder strikes. When they finally speak, often softly, the words slice straight to the unspoken truth everyone else tiptoed around. People who depend on facades suddenly feel exposed, and exposure is intimidating. It's like someone flipping on a floodlight when you were hoping the dim bulbs would hide the mess. Now let's talk loyalty to authenticity. An INFJ's moral compass is welded from adamantium. They value integrity over popularity, meaning they're not afraid to stand alone. In high school they were the ones refusing to laugh at the cruel joke while silently memorizing who did. At work they'll nod through the endless meeting, then in 2 sentences summarize the elephant everyone ignored. That steel-backed idealism paired with politeness puzzles people. The INFJ isn't loud, yet nobody doubts their conviction. Quiet resolve unsettles because you can't argue someone out of a principle they live and breathe. Remember those films where the hero never draws his sword until the final scene, and when he does everyone gasps? The INFJ's boundaries operate the same way. They give and listen and empathize, until someone crosses a line. Then the door slam happens. Instant, decisive, final. This isn't petty, it's survival. INFJs pour energy into others like artesian wells. When that generosity is abused, they cap the well in concrete. Watching a seemingly gentle soul shut off all access can leave manipulators reeling. Intimidation level, legendary. Eye contact is another weapon the INFJ brandishes without intention. Their gaze is steady, searching, oddly calm. It's been called X-ray vision, polygraph, and soul scan. In dating, potential partners may find themselves confessing secrets before realizing why. In negotiations, opponents sense this person sees hidden leverage points. An INFJ doesn't glare, they observe. The quiet certainty reflected back causes people to question their own stories. Intimidation isn't the intent, but self-reflection can feel like interrogation when you weren't ready for honesty. Let's zoom inside the INFJ mind for a moment. Imagine a command center with wall-to-wall screens showing future possibilities branching like neural pathways. While others debate what might happen tomorrow, INFJs time travel 5 steps ahead. They rehearse outcomes, test reactions, then deliver a plan so efficient it seems uncanny. Colleagues may label this mind reading, but it's just INFJ doing calculus on the human condition. When someone predicts your objections before you voice them, intimidation is inevitable. Combine foresight with empathy and you get the INFJ's surgical communication style. They can articulate your feelings better than you can, then politely suggest the solution you dreaded. It's disarming. You wanted small talk, they handed you a mirror. For friends seeking growth, that mirror is priceless. For egos seeking validation, it's terrifying. People don't fear cruelty from an INFJ, they fear accuracy. Another factor: rarity. Only about 1 to 2% of the population lands on INFJ. Humans instinctively regard outliers with caution, think white ravens or blue lobsters. Rarity breeds myths, and myths have power. The fewer INFJs someone knows, the more mystique each one carries. That mystique translates into influence disproportionate to their numbers, enhancing the aura of intimidation. But let's bust a stereotype. INFJs aren't cosmic judges floating above humanity. They feel everything: joy, sorrow, collective grief, on max volume. The trick is they rarely broadcast that strain. Instead, they transmute pain into insight, art, advocacy. While others vent in real time, INFJs metabolize emotions privately, then present distilled wisdom. That emotional alchemy fascinates some and scares others. If a person can transform trauma into strategy, what else are they capable of? Consider storytelling. Many INFJs are writers, musicians, film buffs. They weaponize narrative. They'll reference an obscure metaphor, quotation, or historical parallel that shatters complacency. You're chatting about office gossip. They pivot to the tragic flaw of King Lear and suddenly your petty drama feels Shakespearean. Context shifting like that can humble even the office alpha. Intimidation often comes from reminding people how small their power games look against deeper themes. We can't ignore stillness. In a world addicted to speed, the INFJ is comfortable with pauses. Silence is their thinking space. Most conversations are tennis matches: talk, rebut, talk. INFJs volley by waiting. That patience forces the other person to fill the void, often revealing more than intended. A narcissist expecting a quick ego stroke meets a silent lake instead and sees their distorted reflection. Again, intimidation arises, not from aggression but from serenity. Let's flip perspectives. Are INFJs trying to intimidate? Absolutely not. Many wish people wouldn't call them mysterious. They crave genuine connection. The intimidation effect is collateral damage of authenticity, perception, and depth colliding in societies that reward facade. So if you're an INFJ watching this, remember, your intensity is a gift, but pairing it with gentle reassurance helps others brave the water's depth. Now, dating angle. Picture an admirer rehearsing pickup lines, only to sense the INFJ already decoded the routine. Performing won't work. Pandering won't work. The INFJ is attracted to transparency. Real feelings? Yes. Superficial charm? Delete. That expectation of authenticity can scare suitors into retreat, especially those accustomed to winning with surface charisma. But for the sincere, that same expectation opens a sanctuary of loyalty and understanding unmatched elsewhere. Let's address confrontation. INFJs avoid it, yet when cornered they deploy INFJ rage, a controlled, articulate dismantling of injustice. It's not yelling, it's dissertation. They cite actions, patterns, ethical frameworks. Opponents complain it feels like being cross-examined by a compassionate but unyielding lawyer. Afterwards, there's no grudge, just a closed case file. Being on the wrong end once teaches most people never to repeat the offense. In the workplace, INFJs intimidate because they don't chase titles, they chase purpose. They'd rather influence culture from behind the scenes than sit in the CEO chair for ego's sake. Yet they often end up advising leaders anyway. The idea that someone without craving authority still commands respect can be unsettling in hierarchical systems. People used to power struggles don't know how to duel someone who isn't fighting. Let's touch on humor. Yes, INFJs joke, but often with layers. Sarcasm laced with symbolism, puns hiding philosophy. Listeners laugh then pause. Wait, was that a deeper point? This multi-layered wit triggers self-consciousness in those who prefer jokes at face value. Being unsure whether you got the subtext is, again, intimidating. Spirituality also plays a role. Many INFJs sense meaning in patterns, déjà vu, recurring dreams, archetypes. They're comfortable discussing synchronicity over small talk about the weather. If you're unprepared for metaphysical rabbit holes, the leap can feel like intellectual vertigo. Yet the INFJ isn't trying to impress. They're just living in a reality where inner and outer worlds interweave. Friends of INFJs know the soft core beneath the steel. They've seen them cry when strangers succeed, stay up all night texting advice, or spend days crafting the perfect birthday letter. Intimidation evaporates in close quarters, replaced by awe. The paradox is that the very traits that frighten outsiders, depth, foresight, principled passion, create unparalleled friendship once trust is earned. For INFJs hoping to dial down the intimidation aura, here's the secret: share your thought process. When you reveal the steps between observation and conclusion, people relax. They realize you're not psychic, just thorough. Use humor to diffuse intensity. Offer context before insights. And remember, your power isn't in being feared, it's in illuminating paths others can't yet see. For everyone else, approach the INFJ with candor. Skip the mask, they already see the outline. Ask authentic questions. Respect their need for solitude, that's recharge time, not rejection. When they offer feedback, listen. It took courage to speak. In return, you'll gain an ally who will champion your growth with unwavering loyalty. So, why is a true INFJ so intimidating? Because truth is intimidating, and INFJs are truth in motion, quiet, compassionate, uncompromising. They mirror back your contradictions, predict your pivots, and challenge your shallows. Yet beneath that daunting reflection is an invitation. Dive deeper, be real, meet in the marrow of life where masks dissolve. If you accept that invitation, you'll discover their intimidation is simply the shadow cast by towering integrity and oceanic empathy. Stand in that shadow long enough, and you might just grow taller yourself. If this dive into the INFJ psyche opened your eyes, smash that like button so the algorithm knows depth still matters. Share this video with a friend who keeps wondering why that quiet guy or girl unnerves the whole group chat. And subscribe for more psychology meets real life insights every week. Until next time, stay curious, and never fear the mirror.